Hey everyone, I'm going to talk to you about what I learned about milk sharing and milk banking this week. What I learned about sharing milk is that while there are these different groups out there that kind of help facilitate those transactions, it's very much presented as a do it at your own risk, only do it if you feel comfortable. And there are some guidelines out there kind of about these are, good things to ask your donor if you're trying to find breast milk. Purchasing milk online. I learned a lot about that. I really didn't know much about that at all. I thought it was interesting that bacteria is often found in that milk because of sort of the freezing process and the long shipping distances that can go. I also learned that milk has often been found to be mixed with cow's milk or formula. All of these are really scary things for those babies who are relying on healthy milk, and this is putting them at risk, whether they really need breast milk or some other formula. It could be dangerous for them if they're not getting what they actually need. However, banked milk, I learned, to be a donor there, you have to go through all kinds of screening process. But what I thought was most interesting about that screening process was that you have to have proof that you have a healthy baby at home, that you can't just give milk without that proof, which I thought was really great because, especially on the purchasing sites, I saw some ads from these women who, were saying they had 500 plus ounces to give and their babies were a month old, and doing the math on that just makes me concerned about if they have a truly healthy baby that's getting enough milk, which is also concerning. Comparing and contrasting sort of milk banking and sharing, it seems like milk banking is really good for those infants who have to have proven good quality breast milk, who can't be put at risk by any chance of bacteria or anything in their milk. So it's really good for those NICU babies or other sick infants. And sharing seems to be a good option for some of those older babies whose moms would prefer that their babies are getting breast milk, or whose families maybe aren't able to produce enough breast milk for them as it is, and would rather give them breast milk than formula for that extra supplementation to make sure they get enough calories. So otherwise healthy babies that are a little bit older. And it also sent me that as donors go for milk sharing, it seems like it's a great option for those women who have an abundant supply or extra stuff in their freezer that they can give, but they wouldn't qualify for donating to a milk bank for reasons like they've taken herbs, or other drugs that could be considered galactagogues, that a lot of these moms are probably taking, that are trying to make enough milk for their babies but don't have enough, so they're looking for donors and might not care that their donor has taken those. However, the milk bank might say, no, we can't take that milk if you've done that. I feel like as the IBCLC's role when educating and just talking about milk sharing and milk banking is just really to educate any of your clients on the health risks involved. Make sure that they understand what some of those health risks could be. Make sure that they feel comfortable with the milk that they're getting and feel like it's coming from a safe source. I feel like that's basically our most important role when talking about this with our clients. And for families in the U.S. to receive breast milk from a milk bank, they have to have a prescription. So that's not always something that's going to be feasible for all families, which is why I think milk sharing could play a really important role. And then let's see, my creative idea for how to increase the use of human milk in the U.S. is kind of promoting it as more of a beneficial health product, maybe some kind of like healing balm. I've heard that breast milk can do some really great things for scrapes, cuts, could be great for burns. I've also heard about using it for pink eye, so I think me promoting it as this kind of great all natural miracle healing balm is my creative idea. All right. I hope you all have a good week.